Hello everyone, welcome to my Incredible Chess channel. I am candidate master Atul Dahale, and I know this thing that I'm meeting you after very long time. In last 2 3 years I was not that active, but today is 15th of August 2025. It's 4 o'clock in Spain. Right now I'm in Spain to play in some of the tournaments in Catalan circuit, and I thought like let's resume the YouTube journey which I started during the pandemic time. You have given me a lot of support till now. I can see like some people still watch my videos and they comment also that why the videos are not coming. They always enjoy my videos, and they get to learn also some of the new things from me. So I don't want to give any excuses why I was not there on YouTube, but I will say that I'm going to resume now, and I will be meeting you uh, frequently. Okay, I'll try to meet you every single day, and wish me good luck for this new beginning, you can say. And well, how to start? Well, I have decided to show you a game from Chennai GrandMasters tournament, the Quantbox tournament, which happened in Chennai, where many top players from all over the world were playing. And this tournament was won by Vincent Keymer, a rising star, you can say. He is now in world's top 10 players, and he played phenomenal chess in this tournament. He increased 21 points, and I always enjoyed his games. I got to know about him personally also when I played in 2022 in Prague Masters, where he won the challengers section, and it was pleasure to look at his games in person. So although I was not in Chennai, I was looking at all the games, enjoying all the games. So the last round game which he played against Ray Robson, I would like to look at the game with you. So let's begin, and as we are going to resume, so as a good luck, you can also like the video and let me know how did you enjoy the analysis from this video and everything. Okay, so let's begin. The game starts with d4. In this game, Ray Robson was playing from white side and Vincent Keymer was playing from black side. Vincent decided to play knight of 6. Before we go further, I would like to say like this game I really loved it because in this game Vincent Keymer maneuvered his pieces so well that I feel like wow, this is the way to play chess. Of course, his opponent Ray Robson gave him some chances, but strategically speaking, this game was a gem. Okay, so we'll go further. c4 was played, then he played e6, and now he decided to play knight of 3. Okay, there are many alternatives. Knight c3 is one of the alternative way which might lead to bishop to b4 and nimzo Indian opening, so here after knight of 3, the idea from white side is to play g3, bishop to g2, and so on. So Vincent decided to play b6, putting his bishop on this diagonal. He's ready. So here Robson played a3. Well, a3 system was a Petrosian system, you can say. This was made famous by Gary Kasparov. Means, of course, the variation has the name of Tigran Petrosian, who played this quite well. But in latter part of the century, you can say, after Tigran Petrosian, this variation or the opening was mainly played by Kasparov. And Kasparov made it quite famous because he won very interesting, convincing games with white side when he was a young player. So here he decided to play bishop b7, then knight c3. Okay, getting the knight in the game. G6. This is something which you can say little bit new idea, because usually what happens without g6, black players go for d5 in this position, and after d5 there are several alternatives. Bishop g5 is one of them, queen c2 is there, or you can even capture the pawn on d5 and continue the play. So I will not go into complete details about the opening, but he played g6. He wants to develop the bishop on this diagonal, you can say. And after g6, queen to c2 was played, and after queen c2 finally he played d5, which according to me is a good choice because you need to do something in the center of the board. And after d5, he simply captures, c captures d5, e captures d5, and now he played bishop f4. The idea of bishop f4 is to put pressure on the pawn on c7. The knight will be coming on b5 square, Again, knight c7 is one of the threats, so he understandably stops all the threats with a6 move. The knight is not jumping on b5. Maybe rook c1 and then the pawn on c7 can be under attack after a while, but right now it's not going to happen, you can say. Okay, so he plays g3, bishop to g7, then bishop g2. Both sides are developing the pieces, castles and castles. So you can say the development part of the game has been concluded. Both sides have developed their pieces and they are ready to play in the middle game now. So in the middle game, maneuvering is something which I really liked, and Vincent Keymer was playing quite fast, you can say, until this point. And here he played rook to e8, a preparatory move, you can say, because you want to get the rook in the game, attack the e2 pawn, and then knight will also be coming in the game, maybe on d7. Okay, so white plays knight of rook f d1, knight bd7, and then he played rook a c1. Both sides are getting the pieces in the game. c6 was played. Well, when I was looking at the game, I was kind of surprised with this c6 move, because what I was thinking, because I was looking at the game live also, I was thinking that maybe he'll play rook to c8 and maybe he will try to play c5. This kind of a move maybe he will try in future. But he kind of surprised me by playing c6 move. He's saying like, okay, I don't need to play c5 because c5 is a risky move, you can say, because with c5, after these captures, the pawn on d5 will be under attack. When the knight will move, the d5 will be in super big trouble. So c5 is understandable. Okay, now white played a4 and then he played a5, because the bishop on b7 needs to come in the game somehow, because you have already blocked the bishop on this diagonal, so there is no scope for you to do anything here on this diagonal, you can say. So bishop a6 might be one of the ideas, so that you can put pressure on pawn on e2. Okay, but you have to be careful, because in this position the pawn on c6 is something which is a little bit weak. So here white plays bishop d6. Okay, and after bishop to d6, he plays on the other side, the second front, h5. He is threatening like, maybe, yes, right now nothing is happening, but maybe if the chance is given or something, he can play h4, then h3, or maybe capture here, never know. So here rare option plays e3, consolidating the center, you can say, and now he goes for the maneuvering. So maybe you can pause the video and think about the position. How will he maneuver the pieces? I really liked it, the way he maneuvered the pieces in this position. He first of all decided to get this knight on a good square. So there are two ways the knight can go to a better square, you can say. Either you can play knight of 8 and then knight e6, trying to put some pressure, or another alternative which was actually played in the game, that was knight b8. I was kind of surprised to see this move, because I was thinking like, what on earth is he trying to do? Knight b8. Well, then I realized that, oh, he wants to play knight a6 and then knight b4 and occupy the queen side instead of going on the king side. So that was quite interesting. So here white played bishop to e5, knight a6, going for the b4 square, you can say. b3 was played, and finally the knight maneuvered to the queen side. Okay, so queen went to b1 square. But what did he achieve by doing this thing? Like, he moved the knight 3 times and he reached to the b4 square, from where he is not actually going anywhere. What he has achieved is that this bishop on b7 is now free from the support of the pawn on c6. Another thing is like, because the knight is supporting the pawn on c6, correct, this bishop can also join the game via this a6 to f1 diagonal, and the knight can be very annoying, because white's does like these or major pieces are surrounded here by this knight. Okay, and the knight cannot be exchanged so easily. Means like, okay, you can try to play knight to a2 and then try to exchange the knight, which actually happened during the game also, like he tried to exchange the knight, but that also gave some chances for black. We'll see how it all happened. Another option for bishop is also not only bishop a6, and here he can also maneuver through c8 and then to f5. That is also one of the option, because now the bishop is kind of free. So here after queen b1, he played bishop to c8. After bishop c8, queen b2 was played. He gets the bishop out in the game with bishop to f5, and now he plays queen to e2. Okay, because the threat in the previous position was to play knight d3, and exchange will be gone, because the fork will be there in the position. So he plays queen e2, bishop f5 and then queen to e2. saving against the threat on knight d3. Now he gets this bishop out in the game, bishop f8, because this bishop is not doing anything on g7. Maneuvering is something which I told you will be learning from this game. Slowly and gradually, he gets the pieces on good squares. First of all, he got the knight on a good square, then he got the bishop on a good square. You'll see what happens in future. h4. Now, bishop moves to g4 square, pinning the knight on f3. Then knight a2. This is what I was telling you. He did go for the exchange of the knight, but that gave black some chances in the position. He gets rook to c8, because now the knight on b4 will be exchanged, and after the knight b4 will be exchanged, the c6 pawn will be weakened. So he saves the pawn on c6 with rook to c8 move. Knight captures b4. And now here, actually, when I was like analyzing the game, you can say I was thinking on bishop into b4, but he decided to play ab4. Maybe bishop into b4 was also a possibility, but ab4, he is blocking more things, and maybe if it's possible, he might get some passed pawn. We never know. Okay, so here after a captures b4, queen a6 was played. The pawn on b6 is slightly under attack, but it is right now well defended, no need to worry. So he gets the knight to e4 square. Maybe knight c3 is one of the ideas, knight e2 and forking and all those things. Here white played a5, which according to me was not a good choice, because a5 move is like you are giving a pawn for free, just like that. Means not free, you are going to get the c6 pawn with rook, because this will be under attack. But the thing is that after ba5, if the pieces gets exchanged, then black might get a passed pawn. We never know. We will see what happened in the game. So here rook capture c6 was played, rook capture c6, queen capture c6, and now here he plays queen 8. And now suddenly black is actually taking control on the queen side. The knight on e4 is very beautifully placed. It is going to come on c3, and it will be covering the b1 square. Once the queens will be exchanged, which happened in the game also, the queens got exchanged, and then after a4, b3, b2 and b1, the pawn will be queening very soon, and if it's needed, the bishop can also join the game via f5 square. So it's a very tricky position. White means rare option play rook to c1, queen capture c6, rook capture c6, and now he plays another brilliant move, you can say, because converting the position into the endgame which is favorable for you is something which we need to understand. And the transition from the middle game where heavy pieces were there on the board, and from that position Vincent Keymer very swiftly decided to exchange the major pieces and go into the end game which will be favorable for him, was incredible understanding of the end game, you can say. That's what I feel like he learned from his coach Peter Leko. Peter Leko is considered to be one of the best technical players in the history of chess. He was world's top 10 players for a very long time, and he has been training Vincent Keymer ever since Vincent Keymer was just a kid. And you can see from his style that he is a very technical player. Vincent Keymer is playing step by step everything. He is not letting his opponent go anywhere. And Vincent has also proved himself until now in you can say freestyle chess also, that he is incredible player when it comes to original positions. His understanding of chess dynamics is very good, and you can learn these things from this game also. Okay, rook captures c8, bishop captures c8, and now suddenly white will be in big trouble, because the b4 pawn or the a4 pawn will be a passed pawn very soon. So here he plays knight g5, trying to exchange the knight, but he did not exchange the knight. Of course, we are not going to exchange, we are going for the c3 square, which I was telling you since long time, because we want to control the b1 square. Okay, so knight comes back in this position, he goes forward. Now the idea is to play a3, a2 and a1 pawn queens. B captures a4, and now he pushes the pawn. Bishop f1 comes. The idea is to play and control this square. b2, and now here in this position he plays bishop d3. Now any normal player, what he will do, he will just queen the pawn, and then maybe you can continue the game where you will be winning a piece. I understand that that is a possibility, but he did not hurry. In this position, he said like, I don't need to hurry. I can go slowly and gradually in the position, because hurrying doesn't really help you. You can wait, because if you exchange good amount of pieces, and if you get to a position which is actually winning for you, what else do you need? So here after bishop d3 he plays bishop b4. The point of bishop b4 you will understand. King g2, and now he plays bishop f5 also, trying to exchange this bishop, because this is the only bishop which is actually stopping the pawn from queening. Bishop captures f5, g captures f5, the knight came to d2 square. Again, if you queen the pawn, then maybe you will win, but it will be a long struggle because black's pawn structure is not that good and white's pawn structure is very solid. So white will definitely try to hold on to the position. So instead of queening the pawn, he first of all captures the pawn on a4. Knight captures a4. Knight b1 was played because the knight on d2 is under attack. And now he plays knight c3, again attacking the knight. Knight d2 was played, and now here he plays knight b5. The point is, actually black just won the game. Black miss red option resigned in the position. But if you play knight b1 again, once again in this position, then now black has this knight a3 move, and now the knight cannot go anywhere. The d2 square is controlled, c3 is controlled, a3 is controlled, and if you capture the knight on a3, b captures a3, and the pawn queens in this position. So although the bishop was outside the pawn chain, still it did not participate in the game, and Vincent Keymer won the game very beautifully, you can say. I really like all the maneuvering which he did, the knight's maneuver, the bishop's maneuver, the getting the pieces in the game, and finally he exchanged the queen and the major piece also, you can say. And that was a beautiful game according to me. So uh, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this analysis, and do let me know in the comment section how was the game, and you can also write Vincent Keymer OP in the chat. Okay, we'll be coming back with a new video very soon. Maybe I will be live streaming also once I will be back in India after my next tournament, which will be starting from 22nd of August, Science Open. So do check it out. I will be posting some videos about that tournament also, how it goes and everything. So we are going to come back on YouTube now. Thank you very much for everything. Bye bye, take care, and love you all.